Jose Mangana is an immigration attorney, and he joins us tonight. Jose, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Tucker.
So the president, as you know, has put on the table, and Republicans, you just heard from the senator, are willing to back up legalizing, giving amnesty to 1.8 million people who came here illegally. If that happens, if Trump does sign a bill giving citizenship to these people, will you vote for Trump? Will anybody in that group vote for Trump?
So, Tucker, I can't vote for Trump because I'm actually a DACA recipient. I've been here for 30 years. I have 2 U.S. citizen brothers. I'm a small business.
I'm very aware of that, but I'm including you in that. So if this goes through, you will get a path to citizenship.
Unfortunately, this won't go through, Tucker, because the plan that the White House has proposed simply has no legs. I've met with hundreds of Republican offices in the House and in the Senate. There's not 18 votes in the House, and there's not even 50 votes in the Senate.
There's no doubt that a lot of Republicans on the Hill are adamantly in favor of open borders. That's why these people are here in the first place. I mean, you don't need to convince me of that. So, but I don't want to argue the politics of it. I want to argue the principle of it. What matters? What's right and what's wrong? What about this bill is unacceptable to you?
So I want to know what happened to the President Trump that campaigned during 2016 who promised to be an advocate of legal immigration. This framework would radically cut legal immigration to levels not seen since the Great Depression.
That's not true,
it's
actually.
Absolutely
levels
true.
not seen since 1995,
since
but whatever. You've got the wrong numbers. But look, I'm not going to get them in your face. The point is, this bill does what specifically that you think is unacceptable? Chain migration stays. It's limited to the nuclear family, but you still get to bring your nuclear family. They just can't bring a lot of other people after them. Should they be able to? I mean,
well, President Trump himself during the campaign promised that he would put a big, beautiful door at our nation's border for legal family immigration.
So this would bring, we get 500, let's just say 500,000 legal immigrants a year. What should be the number if that's not enough?
So right now we have about a million, actually, that get green cards.
Right.
I think the number should be slightly more. I think during S744,
should be what? Because why?
I think 1.5 million, 2 million, because immigration makes this nation consistently great. You know, 86% of the American public, including 79% of registered Republicans, want the Dreamers to stay here, but not
actually no. I mean, as long as you're going to throw poll numbers around, with which I'm familiar, there's no group of Americans that wants 2 million legal immigrants a year. I mean, Pew just polled this 2 weeks ago. People want less legal immigration.
But
whatever.
86% want the DACA recipients to stay, but not under the deal that the president has proposed.
And that's bad. Why? He's giving citizenship to people who came here illegally, 2 million of them, and that's racist because why? Exactly. No, I'm serious. Like, what specifically?
The president has had an opportunity to make a bipartisan deal on this, but he rejected the Graham-Durbin proposal, which would end the diversity visa, reduce family immigration, and fund the wall with billions of dollars.
Look, please don't get political with me. I just want to talk about the policy. Like, what about this specifically? So this would prevent people from bringing their relatives who aren't part of their nuclear family. Do you think that people should be able to come here legally, get amnesty, citizenship, and then bring who? Grandparents, uncles, cousins? Like, what do you want specifically?
I think our system is incredibly restrictive. Already, you can't sponsor grandparents, uncles, cousins. It takes decades to bring your family here, and often they can't come because of collateral provisions in the INA. So we have a restrictive system already,
So you should be able to bring, you should be able to come here illegally, get amnesty, then become a citizen. You didn't go through the normal path. You snuck in the country. You're here illegally, but we give you amnesty, and you should be able to bring your cousins, your uncles, and your grandparents. That's what you believe.
Most of those normal paths are actually being eliminated by the White House immigration proposal. If this White House is so committed to legal immigration, why does it try to end it?
No, but these are people who came here illegally. We have no duty to keep them. We could deport them, including you. No offense. I'm just saying, like,
I hope you wouldn't deport me, Tucker.
Well, lots of countries deport people. Lots of them. Dominican Republic, Japan, Israel. A lot of countries do it.
But we don't set our immigration policies based on other countries.
We don't. I'm just saying we have no moral responsibility to deal with people who aren't citizens, because our responsibility is to citizens. So people sneak in here. They're here illegally. We give them citizenship, and it's immoral not to let them bring not just their parents and their siblings, but their grandparents, their uncles, as you said, and their grandparents. That's your position.
So this proposal actually would affect even individuals who come to the United States legally and want to sponsor their family. I thought the Republican Party was all about family, but this essentially makes it easier to break families apart.
Well, but you don't have to come here if you don't want. I don't know if you knew that. You don't actually, it's our country, and you don't have to come if you don't want.
It's my country too, Tucker.
No, I don't think it is, because I don't think you're a citizen, are you?
I'm not, but I've been here for 30 years. I own property in D.C. I have 2 degrees. I am a small business owner. You want to kick me out, Tucker?
The basis of a country is citizenship. It's something against you personally. It just has to be that way, or else it's not a country, right? Do you understand
Absolutely.
that?
So let's create additional legal channels for people to be able to bring their close
How about we
family
decide who
and get that
comes?
citizenship.
How about we don't let people who come illegally bully us into bringing their relatives? How about we as Americans decide who makes the cut and who doesn't?
Actually, we already did. Congress did that over the course of the last 100 years, has established a firm family immigration
falling apart.
system.
Thanks,
we're trying to dismantle
thanks to
now.
a bipartisan effort to bring in cheap labor. Thank you, Jose. Good to see you.
Thank you, Tucker. It's always a pleasure.
Good luck, Stan.